Having audio problems. I can't hear Jose. Very professional behind the scene. TGH, Team TGH. All right, couple of things I'm going to say. You're going to be at, listen, 305. You know what could change with tariff news and unwinding of positions in the rotation, if you will. And I'm going to go to TGH. Here is a couple of things I want to say. All right, one member in the room, okay? Maybe my frustration or it's not, it came out in a different way. I'm a New Yorker, it doesn't make it right. I've yet to been punched in the face. And that's because usually it's been what I say and not how it's usually how I say something and not what I say. All right. So the frustration about, trading these small stocks. First of all, I don't want the room to be cheap. And second of all, I personally, when we are developing a plan, I don't want you to be worried. I don't want the room to worry if the real money is made, not trying to make these dimes and nickels. You know what I mean? There was money, even if it didn't work out, there was other money, macro monies to be made. Stocks that were pointing out in the morning, for example, and I'll go up here, start the day off. VIX is negative, by the way. I appreciate everybody in the room. Go through what happened in the room today, okay? I don't know what's going to happen right now. I'm not even sure what else I have left. I'm trying, I see I have a macro plan. Now I have a macro plan going into the close. So, let's see what happens. All right. Did this mean anything that I posted? The most puts ever? That was posted in the morning? Did that apply? I don't know. I didn't say I'm all in. I wasn't. I took a little bit of pain, just like everybody else. But, it's up for you to interpret. Maybe next time you say, whoa, the whole world's bearish. Doesn't mean it stays that way. It's here for a trade. Hang Seng. Now it's pulling it up like it's like Germany, outperforming. Look at the other ones that are taking calls, TGH room. Write them down. I'm not even going to go through the charts now. I don't want to be distracted. Which ones? ZK? Is KC's taking calls? All right, I started in the morning. Trump trade's over. Next. Single stock outflows were the largest in tech and financials ever. Everybody's out of the pool. Doesn't mean that they're going to make the proverbial V-shaped bottom. It didn't even mean that they were going to bounce today. Nobody ever has enough. Believe me, they very rarely gave you a fat pitch. Although this morning they did the rip and then the dip and then they ripped. I think it was. We'll see what happens. Nobody took profits yet. All right. Calls. I punted. Actually took a lot of that. Had it in the fund. I'm not gonna lie. Punted that in the active account. That squeeze happened the other day, by the way, when I was cheering and everything. That was the squeeze. The exporting goods stores didn't help everything. Sienna, note the trade. We'll get into that in a second. Delta, that stock was down. I watched it last night. I love watching price action. I like watching fast markets. I'm better in fast markets. It's how I was proverbially raised as I was. It's a detriment, and it's good and it's bad. Next, Delta. They rallied all the way to like down $1 this morning. Now it's lower. When the futures are ripping, it's a lot lower than it was when the futures. You'll see. Coles reported Dix. UAL would come back. $10 move. It's got a $10 range. And you know what? They trade as a group. LUV was positive. I'll say one other thing. Let me get to it. Let me finish to make the most important point, and then I'll continue. Believe me, I'll remember LUV. Every stock that continued to go up today, the VIX did come in from last I saw. But the strong got relative strength worked. Everything that was positive worked. Oils are still down in there. Okay? So there was no confusion. LUV was up $2 the whole morning. Fact. There's the screen. What time was that? I usually post it. Now look at it now. There's the plan. Take a look. How you doing? Verizon got hit. That's a positive. Let me jump ahead. This is what you wanted to see. I'm sorry if you long the banks and a couple of other consumer staples. Right here. When was this? 30. Great signs. You want Jane. Doesn't mean it's over. You want the Smuckers to pull back. I apologize if you're long SJM. Really, I don't mean to insult you. You want that to pull back. Pepsi all getting hammered. Doesn't mean means when the VIX comes down for where it was, by the way, ton of support. And if you want to speak, I'm sure Coach talked about it brilliantly, as he has been, and I'm not placating. I don't have time to really look at all of it. I'm thinking. I'm thinking later. I can get away with it after all these years. I don't suggest it. Before the open tomorrow. Zim, not interested. Couple of high flyers I did know. EH and VNet, they led the way up. No interest. VIX is down on a day. Yeah. It doesn't mean I'm right, but you got to know to the moderator. One of my best acumens, if you will, is that I know what's going. I know where the fish are. I know what's going on. I know where to go. Obviously, once you get there, you have to execute. So I didn't split the atom. It's not like I'm telling you to buy advanced auto parts or buying, Disney, which by the way still is pinned on the bottom, even though the other travel stocks I digress are up. I don't know what's going on there. Boom, I digress. Give no one. Nio. I didn't split. Every China's going. The stock is above the 200 day. Bounced nicely. It's above moving averages. It's a short squeeze. XPE's parabolic. So they're buying the lagger. Now let's see how much it has left. When the trend is up, when it's above the moving averages, when it's in a hot sector, i.e. China, even a hotter sector, look at LI in that, take note. And I had calls. Even Lewis knows that one. He loves that one. I knew you'd like that. Coach, give it to you. The coach. Example, okay? Trades a lot of different commodities. He'll trade, smart guy. He's long the Nasdaq. That's where the fish are. Even if he wasn't wrong. Don't kill the messenger. Maybe it pulls back a little bit. Get a headache. Oh God. Sienna had a $10 range, a huge candle, if you will. Had a lot of volume. Here's the range in Sienna. 66 to 57. Buying all morning. Sold it at the gap. Probably up after that next. Shouldn't have been down to begin with. All right. Team behind me. Thanks. Jose, good job. Special, always a thanks to making it happen. Of course, I love cookies. Who doesn't like cookies? Tradeview Markets behind the scenes. Cheers. Without them, doesn't make it happen. And the support, trust me.